Trump's tariff-driven trade policies continue to dominate headlines and global discourse as nations scramble to shore up resources against mounting economic threats. In a sit-down interview Wednesday, the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Brian Louisy, who also serves on the technical committee of the Interministerial Task Force, described the Chamber's response as cautious, noting the fluid and dynamic nature of the unfolding situation. Louisy remained measured in his remarks, stating that St. Lucia's exports, driven largely by niche demand, may be better positioned to withstand turbulent tariff impositions.
We recognize that St. Lucia is not a huge exporter into the U.S. market. The goods we are exporting, on the face of it, do not appear to be goods whose demand would be negatively affected by the 10% tariff. However, more detailed examination needs to be made, and we need to see how it pans out. It is a niche market which we are providing for. It is an ethnic market primarily, and so there's a sense that demand will not necessarily decline significantly if the price of these goods were to rise as a result of the tariff.
The Chamber's primary concern is the broader uncertainty stemming from the ongoing trade war and its potential ripple effects on the world's economy.
How it will affect consumer spending. There is a strong sense that a recession will occur in the U.S., in part due to what's happening. And so the question will then arise, how would a recession affect our vital tourism industry, where the U.S. is a major source market, and then you extend that to how global economies would respond and react, and how that in turn would affect our tourism.
Louisy echoed concerns raised by several Caribbean leaders, including CARICOM Chair Mia Motley, who recently urged greater collaboration between governments and the regional private sector to safeguard tourism market share. However, the Chamber is also closely monitoring other emerging trade issues. Chief among them, a proposed $1 million fee per port call for Chinese-built vessels entering U.S. ports.
Though last night yesterday there was some discussion and an attempt to clarify by the USTR that that charge may not be cumulative and that it may not be on all ships. And so again, it is unclear. But that type of uncertainty causes more challenges in that decision-making becomes even more difficult.
According to Louisy, ongoing regional discussions prompted the Caribbean Private Sector Organization to participate in a hearing convened by the United States Trade Representative, USTR. He indicated that the presentation may lead to a potentially positive outcome for the region.
Based on the comments back from the USTR, it would appear they have taken account of the significant number of interventions that have been made, warning against the imposition of that charge and its negative effect on businesses across the line, U.S. businesses from agriculture right to manufacturing, to shipping, to technology, what that would do for trade and how it would negatively affect trade. And there's a sense that some of the clarification provided yesterday was in response to those interventions and those submissions at the hearings. And So we're looking at that.
While uncertainty continues to cloud the horizon, the Chamber remains engaged at both national and regional levels, advocating for St. Lucia's interests. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.